Everybody, it's Invicta. It's time to the Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance series. Happy Monday, Mosh Pit. The weekend Mosh Pit really pulling through, getting us now only 2 away from the All Items Tier List live stream, which if we do end up hitting that mark this week, I'll be doing this weekend on YouTube. Thank you all very much for making that possible. I really appreciate it. It helps out the channel a whole lot, and we're only 2 steps away from getting that live stream. Here's your artwork of the day, metal work of the day, first ever metal work of the day, sent in here by Kyle the Goldsmith. Title thread was, "What's more metal than metal?" It's Invicta. And then Kyle ended up posting a very nice note on that subreddit thread. So definitely go check it out on the Invicta subreddit /r/Invicta. Really awesome take on this Invicta logo. I've honestly never seen the logo jewelryized or something. I'm not sure how jewelried. It looks really, really awesome. Thank you very much, Kyle. Seed day is going to be Tango Lima 9 Bravo Sierra Bravo 2 Lima. We've got god awful damage. Kind of okay tiers, I guess, and not great starting items. And luckily for us, our damage was so bad that we couldn't kill those Mullibooms before they got too close to us. So I guess in a weird way, that's kind of a blessing. We also have Breath of Life, which is not something that you see me use ever, because it's just an item that it works. Like, Breath of Life works. You hold it down, basically. Isaac holds his breath, and then if you hold it for too long, it hurts him. But while Isaac is holding his breath, he's completely immune to damage. So theoretically, we can go into and out of the curse rooms for free, take Mimic Chest for free, that sort of stuff. So as long as we are not holding it for too much longer than what we just did right there, we should be completely fine. Now, there are players who are way better than me who can actually micro it and, go through the hassle of using Breath of Life effectively to mitigate damage, and I commend them for that. I don't have the patience to do that. I would much rather get just Book of Shadows or like something that gives me HP and simply just not even worry about getting hit rather than, trying to micromanage an active item that is kind of finicky in a way, and especially one that can actually hurt you as well. Would love to get 13 cents so we can get the blanket, which would give us not only a soul heart, but of course give us the holy mantle whenever we go into boss rooms. Now you just saw our other active item there, which is Varicose Veins. So not the best way to show it. Yeah, our tears rate is really bad, and so is our range. Our range is actually horrible right now. So this is not a great start here. I guess this would be a very Monday start, but yeah. Mysterious Liquid's going to have to do some heavy lifting. Gonna be non-champion Ragman, which is fine by me. I think the worst thing that we could have gotten would have been orange champion Ragman, so very glad that's not him. You're seeing how Mysterious Liquid is actually carrying a lot of weight right now. Look at that. Look at the damage that we're doing there. Ragman just kind of plodding over the creep. We have to protect this half soul heart. And we get HP, so it doesn't look like we're going to get enough money for the blanket, so we're just going to have to deal with it. This already kind of feels like a struggle bus start here. Robo Baby is going to help us out a little bit. Robo Baby will actually deal more damage than we do if we're not counting the amount of damage that Mysterious Liquid does. Now the mark is huge because not only does it give us a little bit of movement speed, but it gives us damage and a soul heart. So that's pretty big. The mark also contributes to the Leviathan transformation, which is nice. This is not the hard part of this room. This is the hard part of this room. One little dodge there. And of course we don't hit buttons. So really what Robo Baby is, it's just a Tech Point 5 that fires on a regular interval that trails behind Isaac. That's all that Robo Baby is. But that's not a bad thing, because obviously Tech Point 5 is incredible. So, he is going to help us out with a piercing shot especially, and clearing out those early game mobs that are not too tanky and stuff that we really can't just burst down without any help at all. Little shot there by Robo Baby. I wasn't sure what my exit trajectory was going to be there, but now we could use bombs to get into and out of doors as well as get golden chests, so it's something to keep in mind. since we have the broken lockpick, or the broken lock, I should say. I didn't use the Breath of Life there because I was not anticipating the spider making a shmove like that, but I guess you never know when to expect the shmoves. We have to get some tears right here. And just look at this. Look at the size of this hallway. It's just a singular. Someone posted on the subreddit over the weekend, like, I think I found a map that even Sinvicta couldn't like get lost in full clear. I beg to differ because we just did it outside of one room to the north, and this is almost exactly the same shape as the one on the subreddit. My recollection, anyway. Little Haunt, which is totally immune, unfortunately, to mysterious liquid damage, so that's neat. And Robobaby gonna have to step it up here. Pretty much had to place that bomb because I had to let go of that. Plus, I didn't like the angle that Haunt was in. And money equals power. About the only thing that's worth a damn in here. So that doesn't really give us a whole lot of damage currently because we just don't have a lot of money. So can't get any worse, right? Yeah. So pretty much the only stat that we could not afford to lose, we lost. And lost a lot of. So we lose, what, half of a tier per second? That really was the only thing that we were looking to improve there. We did get HP, which is fine, but you know, experimental treatment just it is a, if anything, experimental treatment is consistent in showing how bad it is. Some people like swear up and down and live by experimental treatment, and I'm like happy for you, but like I also want to know what kind of therapy you're going through to make you want to lean on experimental treatment as a, you know, good item. Now, if you're only one away from Spun, then yeah, then sure, Spun is going, you know, whatever experimental treatment does will mostly get canceled out by Spun. Sacred Orb here, and Sacred Orb is a good start to help us out. It removes all the low quality items from all the item pools, which is good. That's the kind of stuff that we need, but right now it's just a matter of surviving, and it's that same thing that I've said for many years now, literal years. Bad tiers will kill you faster than bad damage ever will. Fire rate is everything in Isaac. It is everything. You know, damage, yes, it's important, but it doesn't matter how much damage you're doing if you're only firing 1.5 times per second. You need to be able to not only kill things, but also move things away from Isaac. You need to be able to set yourself up for good positioning. You need to get those tier effects out. Fire rate is everything in Isaac. It is everything in Isaac. Say it again. It is everything in Isaac. If you have bad tiers, you're going to be in a world of hurt. You know, this is it's the Polyphemus, it's the Polyphemus fallacy, or even like the Ys Mascara fallacy. Like you see this big damage upgrade, you think like, oh man, like this is gonna be great. Like how could it be terrible? And then you realize that, oh, we do lots of damage, but our DPS is bad. That is the scam of seeing big items, big damage items like Polyphemus, like Ys Mascara, the ones that give you the huge boost in damage, but in reality they don't really help you all that much. Are they good? Yes. No one is going to argue that they're good. But are you going to be better off with... I mean, we have to, because it's a tears up, but also, like, it gives us damage. I took it mostly for the tears, though. Are you going to be better off with, like 5.5 tears per second and 8 damage versus, like, you know, 1.5 tears per second, but 20 damage? Like, you're going to, like, give me the 5.5 tears all day, every day. I mean, all day, every day. Yeah, we'll take the charge penny, I guess. They may have noticed there that we do, if we do, never mind. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. I was going to show some benefits of actually trying to use Breath of Life, and we lost our devil deal, so never mind. Anyway, yeah, give me the 5.5 tears per second over the 20 damage 1.5 tears any day, like any day of the week, and I will beat the run faster and more efficiently with the 5.5 tears than I will with the 1.5 tears with 20 damage. I honestly don't even care if we went into the item room or not. I honestly don't even remember if we did. I just wanted to get off of that floor. The Eye of Belial is huge for us because it does give us the homing that we want. And on top of that, we get the piercing shots that we want. And that's even more important with the piercing because we have Mysterious Liquid. Robo Baby trying his best here. Found Soul, which is, you know, Found Soul is fine. It's basically just an incubus that can die, essentially. So, you know, with it having doubled our shots, it's essentially causing us to do 2x damage, which is nice. And it also spreads that Mysterious Liquid around a lot faster than we ever could, but it can die very easily. So, you know, but it's better than the Charge Penny, admittedly, because we have an active item that we don't care about until we do. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. The D-Sizzle giving us Tech X. And really, it's not even like the game hooked us up here. It was Sacred Orb that was doing it for us. So big time play is the Sacred Orb. We definitely want to get a full charge before we go fight the boss, if possible, assuming that we're going to get a Devil Deal, which is not guaranteed because we only have half of a Soul Heart to protect it. I swear to God, I saw that shot move, like, jostle up and down. Whoa there! Hey there! Let's talk for a moment. If you lay a bomb, what I need you to do is I need you to lay it and keep it there. What I don't need you to do is push it back towards us in the direction that we are retreating so we don't get hit by our own bomb. All right? Because here's what's going to happen if you ever do that again. I'm going to purposely put you over your bomb while I move somewhere else for safety. And then we'll see how much you like that. Got that? We square? Knock on wood if you're with me. Don't ever do that again. You give too much praise, and then, you know, these items, they start acting out. Ridiculous. You gotta, I mean, it's like the game is, you gotta worry about the game killing you, and then you gotta worry about your own team killing you. Okay, well, I'm not really interested in seeing the rest of the level. I just wanted to get maybe a peek at the shop, but that's about it. So this reroll is huge for us because of Sacred Orb. Sacred Orb is the linchpin in all of this stuff. Yellow Champion Chub, which we were thankfully not hit by. We get Mom's Pearls, which I'm going to leave there for a moment. So Brimstone gives us Tech X Brimstone. We cannot take both Guppy's Paw and Brimstone. If we took Guppy's Paw, used it, it would put us at 4.5. No, we could. That would leave us at a half heart. And then we can go take Mom's Pearl. So I take that back. Yeah, there is a way we can do this. Then we can get a reroll on Guppy's Paw. Because Ocular Rift does not count for Leviathan. So, or we can use Black Rune, but I'm going to reroll it. And we get Spirit of the Night, which is going to give us Leviathan, but we still can't take D-Bizzle, which kind of sucks. And the door didn't stay open, so... Okay, that's okay. We made some big-time plays here. Showing you how important knowledge of what gives you what in terms of transformations goes. You know, having flying, having that extra little soul heart that we get from the Leviathan transformation, it's huge. And us going into that early curse room to get the mark was what basically kicked all that off. And then, of course, Sacred Orb influencing our loot tables is very, very helpful. So we're out of the danger zone for now. I am gonna stick with Found Soul Buddy, even though he's got a tarnished jacket now. We gotta look out for him. The damage upgrade and shot speed, which is fine by me. Oh, you could have re-rolled it. Yeah, we could have, but we didn't. Rather save the reroll for the boss room. Because we want to get... because we have the D6, we are now heavily motivated. I should say highly motivated. To get to Boss Rush. Boss Rush is going to be king here. Because of the D6, and also because of the influence that Sacred Orb is currently using on us. So we have all the incentives in the world to hurry up and just get through a floor so we can make Boss Rush, get that reroll, get those higher tier items, and hopefully come out with, like, you know, a really banger of a run. A big banger of the run. So there's a charge key here. I'm going to leave that there because that is a second reroll that we can use. You're seeing here flying, giving us all kinds of benefits. Just need to get some movement speed. Our movement speed is actually pretty bad. Uneagle's power still funneling in a little bit of damage here and there. Nothing crazy. Tech X plus Mysterious Liquid Brimstone is just huge. Pretty much have to take a Tears Up here. I don't mind the shot speed, and I'm going to go back and get this key, and then we're just going to go. There's not... Oh, no. We lost him. Oh, no. Should have thought about where you put that bomb. There's not really any motivation for me to go in this shop because I'd rather keep the damage from Uneagle's power. Here's our Fool card. We're not going to dilly-dally too much, but since we're already here in the curse room, we might as well go look. And we end up profiting a soul heart and a half of HP in there, so that's good. That's very good. And this is probably going to end up being a dead end. I don't know what is going on in this room. I also don't know how Found Soul Buddy was able to live through that, but, you know. And, yeah. Go here. Seraphim. I'm going to re-roll. The main reason why I wanted to reroll Seraphim is because we already have a baby that's doing a pretty good amount of damage. And Seraphim, again, talking about outgoing DPS, you don't necessarily want to have extra shots trailing behind you in the second position. I'd much rather be more in control of my damage and possibly reroll to something better. Juicy Sack is technically better here because it does give us a little bit of crowd control. It also gives us a little bit of extra damage with the spawning of the blue spiders that helps us out. So it's not a bad, even though you're like, oh, come on, Seraphim deals damage. Yeah, it does, but like in a secondary way, so does Juicy Sack. And Juicy Sack actually keeps us safer than Seraphim would. There we go. So we'll get our full charge on the D-Sizzle. And we made it to boss rush with plenty of time. This is where Mysterious Liquid and Brimstone and Tech X are just going to roast anything that's on the ground. Sneaky little greed shot there. Get a double deal here, and Lusty Blood's real good. I'm going to take Lusty Blood here. It scales very nicely with Tech X and Brimstone. The Apple is a 0.3 tiers up. Mom's Perfume is 0.5 fire rate up, and it also breaks the tiers cap. But I also kind of want to reroll. Yeah. All right. We're looking real solid now. Soy Milk, Tech X Brimstone is massive. But it is going to drive you all crazy, so I'm going to respect all of you who use this as ASMR and turn down the sound effects because it's going to drive me insane as well. Because it's the way that Brimstone, it's basically the way that the Tech X and Brimstone sound effect multiplies on itself. It's kind of obnoxious. Yeah, Soy Milk is an automatic take. When you have this level of tiers, or this level of tier effects, I should say, it is an automatic pickup. And we're going to need it too, because like realistically, we're not really all that sorted in terms of our HP. We do still have to be very careful here, and especially if we were going to go to Lamb. There's a little bit of a snap decision there, but we should be okay. There's the Lost. Yeah, so now we're in a position where we need to start getting money back. I know that I just put some money into the donation machine, and that killed the bonus that we were getting from Money Equals Power. But that's the last time we'll get a chance to put any money in the donation machine. I wanted to do that. So, and it's not like we're not going to get more money out of this. I didn't see that shot. You know, and that's the reason why we call Money Equals Power an evergreen upgrade. It's always going to be good. No matter what stage of a run, unless you're on the final boss, and there's just nothing left in the game to do, Money Equals Power will always be good. It's always going to retain its value. It's like gold in a way. It's like a gold currency. It will always make sure that you're going to stay above value of not having it, right? Because even one penny is going to give you more damage than not having that penny with Money Equals Power. Okay? And for a vast majority of the game, especially after you're done with depths, you literally don't need money anymore unless if you go fight Hush, which most of the time you're probably not going to be fighting Hush. So it's better to convert that money into damage rather than simply just be like, oh yeah, Money Equals Power, it costs HP, it's not worth it. It's always going to be worth it. If you can afford to take Money Equals Power, take it. And it's huge for us. It's doubly huge for us because of the fact that we have Soy Milk. And our fire rate is so high that any damage upgrade that we get is going to be multiplied by factors that are not readily apparent by looking at our stats. And what I mean by that is that, yes, we're doing 2.08 damage per second, but how many times are we hitting that per second, right? We're doing so much more than that. Even an incremental amount of damage upgrade that we get with Soy Milk is just going to be multiplied tenfold, just because of our attack rate, our attack speed. So And, you know, going back to what I was saying earlier, talking about how bad tiers will kill you. Look at this. Our damage is in the dumpsters, but we have an incredible amount of killing power. You can't always go off of what the paper shows you on the left side. Don't too many people get hung up on what the stats are sometimes, and you really don't. You can't do that all the time. You have to look at the bigger picture when it comes to stats. So we do get a devil deal again. Abba Dabba Ding Dong. We already got Leviathan. This just gives us more movement speed, which I definitely want. So I'm going to go ahead and take it. Then I'm going to re-roll everything here. I do not want Eye of the Occult. We don't need Maw of the Void, and we don't need any of these, really. I know. What can I say? He passed up Maw of the Void. Who's this crazy man that's taking Sinvicta's place? Because we're getting close to the 120 like streak goal, everyone, I'm gonna give you a freebie like streak goal / sub goal here, because we've had a Twitch sub goal for many years now, trying to give away Mama Victa's chicken and noodle recipe, and we haven't quite hit that spot yet. We've gotten close, but Mama Victa, she makes a lot of stuff that, like, when I was a kid and even like as an adult. This makes it really hard to see incoming enemy projectiles. That I still, like, you know, I learned how to make from her, and it's just as good as she makes it. So I'm gonna give you a famous. I'm gonna give you another world famous Sinvicta recipe. This one comes straight from Mama Victa. Okay, it's really easy. Okay, you can tell that we have nothing else to talk about because I'm talking about how to make this sandwich. It is a sandwich. It's one of my favorite things to eat. It's incredibly quick. It doesn't require a whole lot of time. It doesn't require a whole lot of cleanup. All right, it's Mama Victa's ham, egg, and cheese sandwich. Now that might sound maybe a little bit weird to those of you who aren't American, but trust me when I say it's amazing. It's anyone of any cooking level can make it. It's so simple. Okay, so now what I will say before I tell you how to make it is, don't judge the ingredients. Judge it by the taste, okay? Because the ingredients sound like something you would read out of, like, you know, Walmart's backwoods, you know, redneck cookbook. Like, it doesn't sound high class, and it's not. That's because it's not. It's supposed to be just good old-fashioned breakfast comfort food. Or, I mean, you don't even have to eat it for breakfast. I eat it all the time. So just keep that in mind. All right. So with that out of the way, this is what you do. All right. Get yourself some good old-fashioned country white bread. It doesn't matter what brand it is. It can be Mrs. Baird. It can be, you know, Texas Sun. It can be whatever your favorite white bread is. If you don't like to eat white bread or you need the gluten-free stuff, then eat whatever bread you want. All right. So step 1, bread. Right. You need 2 pieces of bread. You got to make a sandwich. Step 2, you're gonna get 1 egg. All right. Now this is where you can put a little bit of variant on it. It's up to you. I don't season the egg at all. I don't put pepper, salt, nothing. I just go butter into the pan, make sure the butter's simmering, crack the egg, plop it down in the pan, and then cook it over easy. I like it over easy. They got to be over easy for me because I like the runny yolk. But if you want to have like over medium or even like over hard, you could. I don't recommend sunny side up. It's a little bit weird with the texture, but you do you. All right. So make whatever type of egg you want. But if you want to do it the Mama Victa / Sinvicta way, you make it over easy. All right. You just cook it for like a minute or 2, flip it over with a spatula, and then let it cook for like another, I don't know, 30 seconds. Make sure the egg is cooked, obviously. All right. So after you flipped it over once, you only need to flip it once, obviously. You're going to take a piece of Kraft singles, just a regular old Kraft single. All right. You're going to lay it over the top of the egg. It's going to be brilliant. It's going to be delicious. It's going to be all melty and cheesy. You don't really have to let it sit there for too long. You can just simply... Why did the pack up our tiers so much? Anyway, you don't have to. You don't want to burn the egg. Remember, the egg is still cooking underneath the cheese. You want to just barely get the cheese melty on the outer edges. All right, it doesn't have to be fully melted now, and you're about to find out why. All right, and then finally, the biggest piece of the puzzle. After it's done melting, take it off the pan, put it on the piece of bread. Okay. So, and then in the empty pan with the rest of the butter residue and egg and cheese, whatever, you're going to take an Oscar Mayer regular old piece of ham, all right? Nothing fancy, not your honey ham, not your fancy Applewood ham, just not, and especially not Black Forest ham. You just want regular old low sodium or high sodium, whatever you want, just regular ham, okay? All right, you're going to cook that for maybe like 20 seconds on one side, and then you're going to flip it over, same thing, 20 seconds, just make sure it's cooked through, well, yeah, cook it. Don't eat it raw. I mean, technically it's not raw because it's cured and everything, but you know what I mean. All right. So after about 20 seconds on each side, you're gonna take it out of the pan with a spatula, put it on top of the egg that has the cheese on it that's not fully melted, and that's what's gonna finish melting the piece of Kraft Singles American cheese product on it. All right. That's it. There you go. It's that simple. Then just clean up after yourself and go to town. Now, my favorite thing is I like to bust the yolk before I take a bite into it, because sometimes if you bite into an over easy egg, it can get kind of messy. So I just kind of squeeze wherever the yolk is. I just kind of pop it. That way I don't have to worry about that. And then I like to dip the sandwich in the yolk itself, and it is phenomenal. And that is Mama Victa's ham, egg, and cheese sandwich, the Mama Victa way. But again, depending on your dietary restrictions, modify it to your taste, but I'm just telling you how to do it the Mama Victa way. And man, oh man, I bring that up because A, there's nothing really to talk about in Isaac, and B, I had 2 of them tonight before I started recording, and like I didn't know what I was going to eat for dinner. I was like, I don't want to make anything fancy. I don't want to eat like a frozen pizza or something. Like I actually want to have some sustenance, some protein, some carbs. And Mama Victa's ham, egg, and cheese sandwich is just the thing. I usually eat it with a glass of milk, which is, some people are going to be like, that's really weird, but whatever. Don't judge me. The D6 is too valuable to lose here with the, I like, trust me, getting the fortune cookie would be nice, but the D6 with Sacred Orb is just too good. I also have no idea where in the world we're supposed to be going. I feel like we've spent longer in the dark chest than any other level. Let me know. I want to see pictures of it on the subreddit, and I want to know what people think. Now, if you don't have access to Kraft Singles, then I don't know how that works in other countries that isn't America or Canada. But try to get your hands on Kraft Singles, like American cheese product. What you need. That is the all-important ingredient. By the way, Curse of Lost full clear, in case you were taking notes at home. I know you weren't. All right, it's just like it's on a different level. I mean, the world famous Invicta sandwich is S tier. It is extremely good for those of you who are meat and cheese lovers. But Mama Victa's ham, egg, and cheese sandwiches, those of you who don't like subs, you might like this, especially if you like eggs and ham and cheese. It is fantastic. I want to see some examples. Now, if you wanted to add salt and pepper to the egg, go for it. Again, I was just telling you how to make it the Mama Victa way. And by the way, the butter that she uses it's any butter. Margarine, spread, whatever. It just melt some butter. Get it all heated up. You don't want to burn the egg. Now, one thing I don't like about eggs, I love eggs, but one thing I don't like is when like the edges of the egg, like the egg white, get cooked too much to where it gets crispy and stuff. I really dislike that. It's not a fun texture to me. Bro, I have absolutely no clue where we're supposed to be going right now. Guess up here. what? That is the longest wick I have ever seen in this game, by far. That wick lasted like 10 seconds. What was that? Bro, I cannot believe that we did a full clear here. I'm losing my mind. Now that we have to pay attention to this run, I realize that we are not in great shape. Although having 9 lives definitely helps out, but I'm still furious about that bomb. That's ridiculous. Got sticky bombs here, so sticky bombs will help us out and slow down any boss that we hit with it. Unless, of course, it's land because they're in the air, so. I do wish that creep actually affected bosses. That way it gives a little bit more, like, usefulness to some items that, like, you know, like the Serious Liquid, for example. I mean, it might be a little recency bias here that's talking, but, like, it would be kind of nice to get some use out of items that, like, you know, we've found. It's the second time you try to fast charge me. All right, we dodged that. So what? Been a wild Monday, man. Hotel Quebec 9 Lima, Mike 82 or Mike 84 Tango. I saw the T and said 2. Only one away from Guppy now, which would be very, very nice. And I'm not going to go into the cursed room here. I'll have to get a little bit more movement speed. 1.59 is not my preferred amount of movement speed, but it's not the worst. Secret room might be to the right of there. I'd be really surprised. Because normally there's another room that's bordering it. Actually, probably here, if anything. Of course, if I was not an idiot and would have realized that we had Dogtooth, we would have known that the secret room was not there. Also, I'm getting kind of tired of you. So, yeah, you're just done. Found Soul, you went down a couple of pegs today. I'm not impressed by your performance today, son. That's a weird spot for the secret room. The Glitch Crown is going to give us multiple, and I mean multiple choices per item pedestal. And you combine that with Sacred Orb and D6, we might have ourselves a super powerful run here. We want damage or HP. I'm going to go for Cat of Nine Tails. There's no reason to reroll that. Again, it's a good amount of damage. Shot speed doesn't really matter. We have plenty of tiers. We can't really gain any more tiers that's going to have that much of an impact on what our DPS currently is, but we can gain more damage. That's the thing. That's the trade-off there. Of course, Lusty Blood also helping really exponentially increase our DPS every time we kill anything. You know we're going to go for Chaos, especially given the fact that we've got Glitch Crown and Sacred Orb and the D6. Oh, we can't. Don't bung this up now. We did not bung it up. And honestly, I think we go for Jacob's Ladder here if we can. Wow, what a choice here. I'm going to go for the Compass, just so we have a little bit of mapping. So Glitch Crown, if you can manage to get the item that you want, Glitch Crown is amazing value. Most of the time I can usually do it, but sometimes I'm just off my game. I'm glad that I turned down the sound effects for you, because it would have driven people absolutely insane. Get Gimpy here. Especially now with Jacob's Ladder, that would just, people would just be, their ears would be bleeding. It's got to be there. No, it's not. It's the pact again. What's going on with that? We should actually re-roll this. Wow, that's not great. I'm not gonna take that item pedestal. I'm gonna buy a re-roll and try again. We're seeing like divorce papers in the pact over and over and over again. What's going on here? Okay, now we want Mom's Perfume here for sure. Or Flatstone, which doesn't actually do anything. And that is Death Certificate. And we might as well take Binky for more tiers. Yeah. Now, luckily, Glitch Crown does not activate in here. Thankfully. But there's really only one item that we would want at this point. Or is it? Sacred Heart wouldn't necessarily be great. In fact, I think Rock Bottom would be better in this spot. Sissy! How you doing, Sissy? Sorry. The only item that we want. Little Sissy. Right, get you baited. Aha, got you all. Ha ha ha. I actually told myself if we don't see Rock Bottom on this side of the map, then we're just going to take Sissy. So I really want to re-roll that. Well, there's Guppy and also Mercurius. So I guess we're just going to get Guppy and say screw re-rolling the secret room. I know what you're saying. You're saying, hang on now, buddy. Wait a second here. Hold up. How'd you get Guppy when you already had 9 lives? What kind of modifications you running here? So, well, Cletus, ever since Repentance came out, if you get multiples of the same Guppy item, it counts as a Guppy item. So, theoretically, if you had, let's say, Diplopia, and you Diplopia'd 2 Guppy items, let's say, I don't know, maybe Guppy's collar and let's say Guppy's hairball, then that would give you 4 Guppy items, which would ultimately lead you to getting Guppy. Second chance here for Mom's Perfume. This time we get it. We also have 18 lives, which is pretty neat. And also, oh my gosh, it's Tech 1, but also Birthright. It's going to give us 3 item pedestals and... Man, oh man, this is tough. I think we gotta go Crown of Light here just because of the absolutely massive amount of damage that we get. It's more damage than Money Equals Power could ever give us. Do we already have Hive Mind? I don't remember. Okay, you know what? I don't even care what's in that room. Star or Eden Soul, which I'm gonna take jumper cables here. I'd love to be able to buy Hive Mind. Do we have Hive Mind? I thought we took it for some reason. We do not have Hive Mind. I mean, it doesn't really matter because, like, how much more damage can we really do with this build? I mean, just look at what we got. We've got amazing tears rate, amazing damage, as long as we don't get hit. We got Sacred Orb, D6, and Glitch Crown. So it's like, pretty sure we're going to be okay no matter what. We don't need Hive Mind, adding a little bit of extra damage. No! Come on, game. Oh, I'm mad. That was Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart wouldn't have made that much of a difference, but I'm still mad. You got to be careful. Binge Eater does the same crap. You even look at the chest, and you're going to end up being given it. I'm going to go Cricket's Body here just to, again, increase our tears cap even more to ridiculous levels. We don't care about the range down, obviously, because we have Rubber Cement and Tech X, so it doesn't really matter. And honestly, Chaos is king here. Chaos is making all this possible with the combination of Glitch Crown and Sacred Orb. It's a global D20. It doesn't really matter that our radius has dropped because of Cricket's Body. As you can tell very, very clearly, we're just dealing more damage. It's more concentrated damage. And then we also get the added benefit of having the splash damage. Ansa's tower card. First tower card. Using here. I don't really need to go all around the level, look for the biggest room, and we got one Tinted Rock. Oh, we got 2 soul hearts out of it, so I ain't gonna bellyache there. Hey, you know what? No, you can keep the change. Oh my god. Continuum. Well, we really want Spoonbender, to be honest. Oof. Quad shot. Quad shot's going to kill our tears rate, but also give us incredible amounts of spread here. And Pact is just going to give us more damage and HP. Glitch Crown really coming through for us. And now, you know, with Mysterious Liquid and Quad Shot and Cricket's Body, I mean, we don't have to worry about aiming anymore, especially with Spoonbender here. This is what we like to call a one run. And we are a far cry from the struggle bus that was the beginning of this run, as is the case with a lot of these Eden runs. Just getting it's all about just getting the right combination of items, and you know, knowing the synergies, and just sometimes it's also getting lucky sometimes. But you know, we got little Sissy, and that's all that matters. Sack Dagger. I'm gonna take Sack Dagger, even though Mom's Key was probably slightly better play because of Money Equals Power, but I don't really care. We are absolutely 100% taken care of on this run. For money for rerolls, but also for Money Equals Power, obviously. And Worm Buddy, come on. Shot speed with my reflection is absolutely bonkers right now. Reroll this and take Small Rock. I Curse of Blind on our boss rush, so you know what I'm going to say to that. That's just how it be sometimes. That's just how it be sometimes, you know? Game's going to be like that, that's fine. I'm gonna do that. According to Dog, there is a crawl space somewhere here. Is there? I'm gonna go Toxic Shock. Even though our damage isn't that great, it at least like can get rid of the smaller, more annoying mobs. And we don't need to go into our item room yet because well, I guess we can check, but we don't know what the blind item's gonna be. Yeah, that's not worth taking, so we'll wait on that. We don't have enough money for the shop, and that's okay. We'll go ahead and make our ascent here. Thankfully, Glitch Crown doesn't affect Dad's note. That would be absolutely horrible. And we killed everything in there before the portals even got a chance to do anything. Now, our shot speed is absolutely out of control. Oh, God. X0 with this is going to be interesting. Yep. We might be getting in game crash territory now. Hopefully not, but we'll see. Sorry. No Sissy is, I guess we can go see what the blind item was now. Spin down dice. I mean, none of these are really, like, wowing me. I will take Immaculate Heart just for the, like, really good damage upgrade. And it does still fire off the little, like, rotating shots that can be... it can be chained with Tech Zero, so it's not a bad pickup here. There's a crawl space in there, but can't be bothered. We're going to smash Beast. We're going to smash Dogma. We're going to smash anything that gets in our way. It's going to be brutality at its finest. We leave. I don't remember if we left item pedestals behind or not. You know what? We got 0.02 damage up. You never know. You never know. That might be just the thing that we needed. I am going to drop our damage, though, so we can get at least an item pedestal reroll just for S's and G's and fun. And that is Synth Oil, which I will take. So another nice quality damage upgrade there. Our range is 28. We can sit across the entire map and still hit things. Either I'm hearing things or there was another crawl space. Yeah, I want to see some pictures and some testimonials on Mama Victa's ham, egg, and cheese sandwich recipe. I know there's going to be more than a few people out there who are going to really like it, and probably those people who would have never thought about like trying to make that on their own. It's kind of like in a little bit of a way, it's kind of like a homemade egg McMuffin, but it's way better though. It's like way better, especially if you don't like English muffins, which I'm not a huge fan of. Give me plain old country white bread. Okay, I have to see what's in this crawl space. Hear the dog going insane. Obviously, we cannot get to that, so we're just going to leave that behind. Whoa, wait a second. Golden Bomb versus Beast? Sign me up. Only we had fast bombs. I mean, not that we're gonna need it anyway, obviously, but yeah, Dogma's already dead. Sissy! Doing great, Sissy. Keep it up. Yeah, Dogma didn't even... I don't even think Dogma attacked once. So what an absolute powerhouse of a run here to kick off the week. Get to maintain that golden bomb. I don't even know where Famine is. He's somewhere in there. If you can tell where he is, let me know. Because I can't. We look like one of those like science balls that like has the lasers when you touch it, like the static electricity things. What is going on here? We are the god of electricity, and they're just rotating faster and faster. There's no way the game's not going to crash. If anything touches that ball of electricity, they die. Like, what is... This doesn't even look real. Like, it doesn't even look like Isaac right now. Like, look at this. Have you ever seen Tears do this? That is kind of ridiculous. Either way, I hope you all enjoyed that, everyone. Thank you very much. If you did, make sure you click the like button, leave a comment down below. And let me know if you end up trying Mama Victa's ham, egg, and cheese recipe. I'd love to hear it. And, of course, hope you had a great start to your brand new week here in the Mosh Pit. And, as always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. I'd like to thank the patrons of mine like Barman1988, Flotz Callan Canstony, and Ravenwolf45. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find over at patreon.com/Sinvicta.